Uruguay. 3.5 million people, smaller than the city of Los Angeles. And this tiny country has won the World Cup twice, won the very first one ever, and to this day produces strikers that the biggest clubs in Europe are terrified of. No country on earth has ever done so much with so little. It isn't luck, and it isn't a fluke that somehow keeps happening for 100 years. It's an identity and a system built to make a small country impossible to ignore. This is how Uruguay punches so far above its weight. Start at the beginning, because Uruguay basically wrote it. 2 Olympic football titles in the 1920s. Then the very first World Cup in 1930, hosted and won on home soil. And then in 1950, the Maracanazo, Uruguay walking into a packed Brazilian stadium of 200,000 people and silencing it to win the World Cup again. Out of all that came a phrase that defines them to this day: garra, charrua, the claw, a refusal to be beaten by a bigger, richer nation. It stopped being a style of play. It became who they are. But pride doesn't produce players for a century. A system does. And Uruguay starts younger than almost anywhere on earth. Baby football, an organized children's league that has run since the 1960s, where kids play real competitive football from the age of 5, tens of thousands of them, every weekend, in every neighborhood. From the cradle, football is taken seriously, coached seriously, and the grit gets drilled in early. A nation of 3 million simply cannot afford to waste a single talented child. And in 2006, the system got its masterpiece. A coach named Oscar Tabarez, El Maestro, took charge and built something he called El Proceso, the process. Every single national team, from the under-15s to the senior side, would now share the same identity, the same values, the same way of playing. One philosophy, top to bottom, held steady for 15 years. Develop the players at home, send them to Europe young, and make sure a kid stepping up to the senior team already knows exactly what it means to wear the shirt. And the modern machine delivered again and again. At the 2010 World Cup, Diego Forlan dragged Uruguay to 4th place and was named the best player of the entire tournament. Then came Luis Suarez and Edinson Cavani, 2 of the most feared strikers on the planet, from a country smaller than most cities. And behind them, a new wave, Federico Valverde, running the midfield for Real Madrid, and Darwin Nunez, a conveyor belt of world-class talent out of 3.5 million people. The smallest giant just keeps producing. But here is the hard ceiling, and Uruguay knows it better than anyone. Garra and a great system can take you a very long way, but they cannot manufacture depth out of thin air. 3.5 million people cannot outproduce France, or Brazil, or Spain forever. In the modern game, you need not 11 stars, but 23, and that is exactly where size finally bites. And when El Maestro Tabarez finally left, after 15 years, the real question was whether the identity he built could survive without him. The grit is permanent, the trophies are not guaranteed, which is what makes 2026 so interesting. There is a genuinely exciting new generation, Valverde in his prime, Nunez and more coming behind them. And the federation made a statement, hiring one of the most obsessive, demanding coaches in the world to sharpen the whole thing again. So the question was never whether Uruguay belongs. They always have. It's whether the smallest giant in world football can, one more time, drag itself past nations 10 times its size. So how good are they, honestly? The floor is the knockout rounds. Garra plus a real system means Uruguay almost never goes quietly. The ceiling is a deep run that reminds the entire world the 2-time champions are still very much here. But here's the honest verdict. No country has ever done more with less than Uruguay. 3.5 million people, 100 years of refusing to be small, and a production line of fearless talent that has never really stopped. So you tell me, how far does the smallest giant go in 2026? Drop it below and tell me which country's plan you want next. Welcome to Match Day. Subscribe. We're doing this all tournament long.